we're back for try 3.
Can you believe it's our last try of senior year?
Yeah, this school year hasn't gone according to plan. We didn't even get our school pictures. I was looking forward to making mine funny.
Oh, you didn't hear? Picture day is actually coming up.
What? Where did you hear that?
I heard it from the Yearbook group. They actually have a lot of reminders for Winnicott students. Have you ordered your yearbook yet? If not, you have till April 16th if you want a customized yearbook, and May 28th if you just want a yearbook. They can be bought online on the Jostens website or by looking on the Winnicott Yearbook website. The yearbook is now selling for only $75, and it's a great way to see a great recap of this interesting year. Parent ads for seniors and business ads will also be on sale until May 28th, also on the Winnicott Yearbook website. Also, Picture Day will be on May 3rd and 4th, so stay tuned for details.
It feels like just yesterday I was in 8th grade at Hampton Academy.
I bet you were nervous moving up to Winnicott.
Yeah, I wish I had some advice before coming in.
Well, lucky for the class of 2026, Ella and Riley asked the class of 25 what they wish they knew about coming to school.
The transition from middle school to high school can be intimidating for many. As scary as it can be, you meet a lot of new people, gain freedom, and have many more classes to choose from. The incoming freshmen of 2021 have definitely lost a lot of opportunities to help them transition due to COVID. We went to our local middle school, Hampton Academy, to see what the 8th graders are looking forward to coming into Winnicott.
Probably just meeting new people from different schools and probably football, sports.
I'm looking forward to being at school with my mom and my sister and getting all new electives and classes.
Being in the same school as my brother.
Being at a bigger school. We're kind of sick of being here.
To like new opportunities and like more classes and clubs.
Along with the exciting things Winnicott has to offer, the few first weeks as a freshman can be very stressful. The 8th graders filled us in on what they are nervous about for the transition.
Probably more people. That's what I'm also nervous about. Probably just a bigger school, classes, getting better grades.
I'm nervous about the workload and how much there'll be.
I'm mostly nervous for like the workload and like finding my way around the building.
I think I'm most nervous about finding my classes and meeting new people, but it'll be good.
Probably getting lost and being around like a lot like upperclassmen.
After hearing what the 8th graders had to say about their thoughts on making the big step into high school, we asked some of the 8th grade teachers how they've been preparing their students, especially this year with COVID being in the picture.
In the past, we had things like visits to the high school during 8th grade year, and we'd take tours, we'd meet high school students. We don't have any of that this year, so that's a problem. So we're gonna have some high school kids come in, do some forums with some of the 8th graders to help that transition part. I think the biggest part, and you might be able to tell me better than this, is not the school and the academic side, it's the cultural side. It's learning which groups you want to hang out with, which clubs you want to do, because face it, it's like Walmart. You go in there and it's like every club imaginable, and you've got to figure out time-wise and personal. So we talk about that stuff. That's what we really try and train the students to understand, is your time is valuable and it's limited.
Winnicott students have already made the transition to high school and have some thoughts about the experience.
My advice is don't be afraid to go in for after-school help. Like, your teachers will be super helpful, and honestly, if you have like a test coming up, not that they're gonna like give you the answers, but it's really helpful to know exactly what's gonna be on the test and everything like that.
My advice for incoming freshmen is don't be scared to talk to new people. They're much nicer than you expect them to be. And just be nice. Don't be a jerk.
If you don't play any sports, you should still sign up for one. It's a really good way to make friends.
Just be yourself, you know?
We also asked Ms. Cronin regarding her preparation for the incoming freshmen.
One important thing that we do every year is Fresh Start. We give them a tour of the building. They get to meet upper level students as peer leaders and kind of get some good advice from those students that are already here. I know one big fear is getting lost in the building on that first day of school is we have a freshman only day. And that day is for freshmen to come to school, get to know their teachers, find their way around the building. I know another question that incoming freshmen have is the workload. And it's tough to talk about each specific class, but all I can say is keep up with the workload and you will be all set. And the last advice I can give to incoming freshmen is to get involved. Get involved in a club, an activity, play a sport if that's something you're interested in, try something new, because we have found that those students involved in the Winnacunnet community have the most success and the most positive experiences here.
So upperclassmen, watch out for the incoming freshmen in the fall and make sure to help them out. For WHTV, this is Ella and Riley.
Luckily, next year's freshmen should have a smoother transition into high school.
Yeah, hopefully COVID won't mess it up.
I hope next year in college things are more normal, but I already had COVID, so...
Wait, Serena, you already had COVID?
Hannah, you had COVID too. No worries, it was back in February.
Oh yeah, didn't D-Rob tell you to film your experience?
Yeah, I actually vlogged the whole thing.
Roll it.
Okay, so I'm gonna be vlogging my journey getting COVID tested today. I've been quarantined since Wednesday and it's not Monday, February 1st, and I'm gonna be going to CVS to get tested, a rapid test, but I'm gonna vlog my journey and show you guys what it's like getting COVID tested and what it's like being quarantined.
For the test, I had to put the Q-tip in both sides of my nose and push it up against the middle for 15 seconds each. So far, there have been 70,785 total cases in New Hampshire, leading in 1,133 deaths. On February 12th, Governor Chris Sununu issued the executive order for the 16th extension of the state of emergency that started in March 2020.
I just got the call from CVS that I tested positive. Really unfortunate, but also not surprised. So it's day 2 since I tested positive. It's February 2nd, and so we just got a lot of snow, like a foot, but I woke up awful. My cough was disgusting. It was awful, and I am feeling a little bit better now, but I need to go eat something.
After documenting my experience with COVID-19 and the symptoms that I had, I decided to reach out to a couple students from Winnacunnet who also had COVID-19 and ask them about their experience.
My symptoms during COVID were loss of taste for a few days at the beginning, and same with my smell. But other than that, I didn't have like too bad of a fever or anything like that, so I was pretty lucky.
My symptoms, I did have a lot of symptoms. I wasn't asymptomatic. Later that day, I went and got tested and obviously tested positive. And I would say for like the next 5 or 6 days, I had a sore throat, congestion, body aches, headaches, and a temperature that I think got up to like 102 or 103.
Busy, I was pretty lucky because I was with 2 of my good friends and we all had COVID, so we just decided to quarantine together in a house one of us had, with no one else in it, so we weren't like infecting anyone else. So to keep busy, I kind of just hang out with them and would like do little exercises together inside the house just because we were kind of going crazy.
I'm not really a big movie or TV show guy, but I did watch a lot of Netflix shows. I played a lot of Xbox with friends. The beginning of quarantine, I told myself I was going to be really productive and proactive, but didn't end up like that.
In the long run, I would say that COVID hasn't affected me. Like maybe shortness of breath when I'm like running, but that could just be me.
While I had COVID, I felt like really out of breath a lot of the times, even if I wasn't doing like any, like really hard exercise. Like if I just like went up the stairs too fast, I would feel out of breath. Something that they discovered recently is that there can be underlying effects to your heart after COVID. So just yesterday, I had to go to Boston Children's Hospital and get an EKG and echo to check on my heart. Thankfully, everything was good, but the doctors just want to check to make sure if you're playing like a spring sport or a sport at all, they want to make sure your heart is okay so nothing bad happens.
20% of the entire U.S. population has been vaccinated for the coronavirus. The state of New Hampshire is 21.6% fully vaccinated and 45% of people have at least 1 dose. In the last week, an average of 3.4 million vaccines are distributed each day, and researchers have estimated that 50% of people will be vaccinated by mid-July. Don't forget to wash your hands and keep your mask up. For WHTV, this is Serena.
COVID ruined my life.
How?
I haven't been able to go to any live concerts. I miss Fetty Wap.
Yeah, I'm debating whether or not to buy tickets for the summer shows.
Did you hear that the high school jazz musicians from all over New Hampshire performed in a concert?
Wait, wasn't senior Anthony LaPetrie a part of that?
Yeah. Senior Anthony LaPetrie was selected to play in the New Hampshire Music Educators Association Jazz All-State Festival on electric guitar. Anthony spent months working on his audition material and was one of 2 students picked to play the electric guitar out of the whole state. Anthony is also planning on majoring in music with a focus on guitar at UNH in the fall. Please congratulate him if you see him in class.
Wow, that was really cool.
I didn't know our school was filled with so much talent.
Well, I guess that's it for today.
See you next time, Winnicott.
And that's the end of the story.
End of story! COVID ruined my life.
How?